Hey, this is Antonette. I'm with a Time to Chill. I'm back with Poetic Ye, and we are going to discuss some current events and topics today. All right, so let's get into it. I want to talk about, which is very touchy now, and a lot of people don't want to hear about it, but it's just the demise and the brutality of the black man by the police. So in Mississippi, there was a guy that got pulled over by some police, and they brutalized him, shattered his eye. He had to go to 2 different hospitals, tased him, just used brute force right off the dribble. What you think about that? Like, is this some like is this some like for people of non-color?
Oh, you mean think like
I know what you think about it, because we feel the same, but just people who don't really understand it, who don't why y'all keep talking about it, and black men need to know how to listen, and
he must have did something.
Yeah, he must have did something, because the police are
but the motherfucker who just killed 20 people got handcuffed peacefully. Somehow.
Right?
Somehow.
And they
were
fed
able to
him.
make it happen somehow.
Right,
Yeah.
but for us, we get the jagged edge of the stick. So what do you feel about that? Do you feel like that is, the epidemic is it warranted in some cases? Do you think that it's a systematic thing? Is it something that just the media puts out there to be negative so that we can all be ununified? It really doesn't happen that often, and I'm coming from a point of view of people that might not understand. You understand? Because you can say, oh, it's a black thing, but if you're not black, you don't understand what that thing is. But the media is always talking about brutality of black men. So is this a thing? Is this just a slight occurrence that sometimes happens? And they're blowing it up?
No, I think one of the songs I performed last night, right? I talk about that in that. I say police beat us out our brains, so we say fuck them. We run when we ain't dirty, because we ain't trust them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So same way, that's police always been whooping our ass. You know what I mean? It's not nothing new. I think the reason why it's more talked about now is just like everything else. It's the information age. It's the age we live in. It's the internet. It's social media. It can be talked about more.
And
but
televised.
For the most part, yeah.
So,
but for the most part, it's always been going on, and it never stopped, never changed, nothing.
Do you explain to your sons, or when they're of age, how would you explain to your sons how to interact with police at the first occurrence of being pulled over?
I talked to my sons about this shit already.
Well, what do you?
My 2 oldest is 11 and 10. You know what I mean? My 10-year-old shit, he probably a little smaller than me. You know what I mean? He's a lot shorter, but
he's stocky.
Yeah, he a big guy.
So how do you tell him to approach or how to handle himself?
It's more like what I try to deal with my boys is just like their emotions. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times that's what you see in some of these videos, and I never think that we be in the wrong, but it's just the way my approach be to shit be I don't know how they call it, proactive or reactive. No, I think I'm more proactive, because reactive is just okay, it happened, now let's do something. My thing is let's try to think this shit out before it even happened. So with my sons, when I talk about emotion, like I say, my thing is to, number one, be respectful, and don't let this person get you out of your body, because that's a lot of times that's what you want to do. They want you to do. You know what I mean? Because that give them every reason to, you see what I'm saying? Even though it's wrong, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm not saying it's right. But I'm saying and I say this too. I believe in dealing with myself, or when I say dealing with myself, I mean same way. I believe in teaching my sons what I got. I don't believe in all that protesting shit. I don't believe in keep begging people who then basically blatantly made it clear as day they don't fuck with us. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I'm not with the march and shit. I don't knock nobody who do it. You know what I mean? But I'm not with the march, and
you
I'm not with.
You don't think that is as effective?
No, it's not. It's not. Because like I say, how long we been doing it? You see what I'm saying?
Forever.
And
It makes some changes.
And not only that, no, I'm more
Slight
like, because
changes.
this one of my gifts, right? One of my gifts is like just almost making shit, what they say, breaking down in layman's terms. So what I do a lot of times is I use like super duper extreme metaphors just to make a point. So I'll give you a perfect example.
Okay.
If a man slap my son, a grown ass man slap the shit out of one of my 10-year-olds, say for instance, right? And I go and beg and plead that man, he's gonna say he's a fucking coward. You see what I'm saying? I would never, he would never respect me.
Right.
He would never.
So
what I'm saying
is that
this,
same energy to come at him as he came as your
oh
son.
yeah, I'm gonna take care of the business one way or another. But no, the point I'm making is with us as people, with that begging shit, with the marching, that you don't get no respect like that. That's what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying?
I do.
Don't nobody gonna respect you. You been killing. You killed my child.
Yeah,
you killing our people. You doing certain things to us, and all we got to do is beg. Don't nobody respect that. That's not.
Okay,
please,
so
you know what I mean? Let's march. Let's get this guy fired. Get the fuck out of here.
So we should know our rights
Nobody
then.
respect that.
So black men, and so what I'm gathering from you is black men should know your rights. We need to educate ourselves. Our mothers need to educate our daughters. Fathers need to educate our sons on our rights as far as the police go.
Yeah,
we should
not
because when they pull us over, they have to have probable cause. We should know just as much as they know, so that we can check them on their game when they wrong.
Yeah, true, but yeah,
because you can't. Sometimes you can't beat fire with fire.
No, and that's what I'm saying, and that's why I say too. My position is to teach mine. So, perfect example. I wouldn't necessarily say, they should know their rights. We should always know our rights. But I'm saying though too, you should know that first of all, like I teach my son, this is your strongest muscle.
Okay.
This is how you gonna be.
Okay.
You ain't gonna, you know what I mean? Especially in that situation with the police. Cause same way, a black man could know his rights. That will get your ass beat up too. Because if you wanna play this rah-rah, I know this, I know that, nigga, I don't give a fuck what you know. Fuck you mean? I'm the police.
So as a black man, that you really have been in your situation, in your experiences, really have come to not trust the police.
No, hell no. So,
and you say hell no. Like, I know some people like, why would you say that? The police are to protect and serve.
No, they probably protect and serve them.
And then would that be the opposite of this?
That's obvious.
In your opinion,
yeah.
I view the same opinion. Now yeah. I've had some experiences too where it's been terrible. Yeah. Even with my own kind though. So yeah. in my perspective, I would think, okay, for us as a people, and we know where we come from, we know how they have treated us. For us to join the system of the game is like asinine to me. But on the positive side of that is, okay, you join the system to kind of go in and be the
make it better.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly, I got 3 sons. I wouldn't mind all 3 of my sons being police officers. Because we need more niggas walking around with guns.
But then
right.
It's the system of it, so they're gonna have to think like the system. It's not gonna be a moral thing.
No, but I'd rather them have their own mind though, of course, you know what I mean? But I don't think, because that's why I say,
because you see that. You'll see 3 or 4 police jumping on somebody and one will stand off. You'll see the one that's not with it,
he really
but
better,
he won't say anything.
Yeah.
So to me, in my opinion,
still ain't making a difference.
Right. So that's why I say I would say infiltrate the system and try to make it better. But the system is it's been
so fucked up,
and it's changed hands. Like you know, the police used to be the slave catchers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You understand?
That's how
the police came about because they was a slave catcher. And now you gonna go in the system with it? It makes no sense to me. But I do understand that we want to make a difference.
And so. To go back to like with my son, something, or my nephews, any young man that I was able to teach, I would say that we gotta learn how to disarm the police. Okay. And not necessarily when I say disarm, I don't mean physically take their gun. I mean take like the same way. If my mind is my strongest weapon, then that's where I gotta get at him at.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? In his mind.
Right.
So number one, like I would say, if we just had to run through like real quick, if I was talking to my son, I'm like, okay, the police stop you. Number one, respect.
Okay.
Number one, respect.
Yeah, because respect goes a long way.
Because that's gonna, like I say, that's gonna disarm him, because he wanna say in his mind, these niggas ain't shit, they ignorant, they walk and talk a certain way. So when you say, hey, when he say, let me get your ID, or let me this or that, and you say, man, fuck that, man. I got the right. This what I thought you was. This what I wanted.
Yes.
I want to beat your motherfucking ass anyway.
Yeah.
But if you say, you see what I'm saying? If he say, oh, sir, no problem. See what I'm saying? He might say, okay, boy, this boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This boy a little different here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, with me and mine, I don't give a fuck what nobody else do with their kids or how you teach. Mine is my self-preservation is number one. I want my child to come home at the end of the night. Mm-hmm. So this ain't no big pride thing, because a lot of times I watch these videos time and time again. You know what I mean? And I'm not never saying that these young black men be wrong, but that's one of the things that I see.
The approach that they're taking.
The police show up and they like, man, what's up, man? What the fuck, man? I'm telling you. And this is what they already think of us. Yeah, so you done gave him everything he need to stump your fucking face out. And now when you on the ground, you like, why? Stop. When you could have already took a humble and positive approach from the get-go. Okay. Because like I say, every time, you done seen some of the videos, when the nigga on the floor getting his ass whooped, he ain't still talking that gangster shit. He kind of like, please, what? Why y'all doing this to me? You see what I'm saying? Arms all twisted. Oh, you could have disarmed him from there. So I'm saying, like I say, it's an old street thing too. Like we say in the street, say you trick him, you can beat him. Okay. So I could be the most evilest, devious, nastiest motherfucker on the earth, but the police ain't gonna know that because I'm saying, hey, how you doing, sir? You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna disarm him. Yes. So that's what I would teach my son, not to be so quick to react with their emotion and all that extra crazy shit, because that's what they want. They want that more than anything.
Yes, I love it. Okay, next, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. The next topic that we have is the sweetest procedures the prosecutors will accept Rocky. Now, I gotta say this. When it was the Ferguson thing going on, and they asked
I thought she was gonna say that, right?
Yeah, they asked ASAP Rocky. Now he's young too, so he's young. So in his defense of ignorance, because if you don't know, you're gonna say something stupid. But you have to have experience, right? Mm-hmm. Even at my age, I still say ignorant things because I'm always growing. Mm-hmm. So I just like with the wife. And I'll get to you with that too, because that's the old topic I wanted to ask you that about Curry's wife.
We talked about that before.
Yeah, right?
We talked about that last time.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay, well, maybe we won't revisit.
Shut the fuck up next time, bitch.
But if you don't know.
That's a blooper.
Yeah, but if you don't know, you won't know. You know what I'm saying? You have to have experience in that. And just like, if I was a virgin walking around here with all these hoes, I want to know what that's like. I must say something stupid too, because knowing that I'm the most valuable one in the room, I feel like I'm the most diminished because everybody else has had experience and I'm feeling stuff. Mm-hmm. So I kind of get why she said what she said because of the lack of experience.
Yeah.
So now back with the lack of experience with ASAP Rocky. When they asked him about, what does he think about the black people in our struggle and what we're going through, and he's like, I don't go through that. I rock designer labels. I do this. That's not my life. And now, see, that's what you got to watch what you say too.
Oh yeah.
Because
you eat them words now.
Man, and that crow pat tastes terrible. It is sour and it don't have no seasoning. Mm-hmm. And now that he's in trouble, now he wants the help of his community. But before, he didn't have nothing to do with his community.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I was trying to ask you the question, but I done answered it.
Well, yeah. No,
sorry. I was just gonna ask you, what you think about that.
But I think, what should we do? Should we play him like he played us?
Yeah, and I already know you're probably gonna say no because you don't with the wisdom that you have.
I'm not that type of dude. That's what I was about to say. Me personally, I look at it like all I can do is go just say if ASAP was my little brother or something, right? I would still be there for my little brother, even though he said some stupid shit.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's how I feel like we should still be there for him, but maybe, later on chastise him in some different type of way. You know, niggas get him. I think that's something. Let me say that too. I think that's something black people gotta learn how to do too. We gotta learn how to correct each other in private.
Okay, and with some love too.
Motherfucking Charlie Sheen, all these motherfucking white folks did so much disgusting shit, and nobody talks about it on social media.
Yeah.
But R. Kelly, we want to talk about this black man all day. Like we just can't, we can't cut the fucking camera off, cut the social media off, and talking me and my woman at home, me and my sister, me and my mama say, damn, R. Kelly a bogus motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? He did this, he did that. You know, shit like that. Like we gotta stop doing that. And that's the point I'm making with ASAP. Okay. Whatever punishment, whatever, as far as us, the community, and him, that's our business.
So we should keep our business.
We should
especially when it's very negative. Yeah. You think that we should be so public with?
No, yeah. And like I say, like with him, like and I would believe certain people answer the question the opposite way. People would say, he said fuck us, fuck him, and I wouldn't blame them. I wouldn't say they wrong,
right?
You know, because they growing. You know, they just made the ignorant comment like he did before. You see what I'm saying? So,
right.
You know, but me personally, no, I think we should be there for him. And like I say, when he get home, kick him in his ass, you know what I mean? Motherfucker, pull him to the side, let him know. Next time, motherfucker gonna take you in the back and hit you in your shit. You say something like that.
And did you see the shade room when Bow Wow? Now that goes to what you were saying when Bow Wow had said something about Sierra when he was at the club and he was saying, I had the bitch first too, and then T.I. and Nelly had a sit down with him. Did you see that?
I didn't see that, but that's a good example.
Yeah, and they did, and it was public, but they weren't beating them or anything like that. Like Nelly was like, "Oh man, you need a hug, man. Like what's wrong with you?"
Right.
And T.I. was talking to him. So and I don't see a lot of that. And I love to see that when black men are correcting other black men in unity and not just in hate.
Yeah, not just some dumb shit, yeah.
Yeah, and that's what we do. We correct each other with a lot of scrutiny and hate, and I can't learn if you shame me. Like, if you publicly shame me, I'm not going to learn anything.
Not only that, because not only am I going to learn, it's just like, it's like a cause and effect. If you shit on me in public, you know I ain't finna be like, come on, like, who the fuck in public gonna be like? I'm gonna be like, damn, dog, you right. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm gonna feel attacked.
I'm gonna say, nigga, fuck you. You see what I'm saying?
And the message don't go right through.
It's not gonna resonate compared to if you would have said, man, can I talk to you, bro? Can we, man, when you busy later on, maybe we go to Applebee's, that fucking dollar margaritas or something. You see what I'm saying? And then say, man, bro. You know what I mean? You know, that shit not cool, bro. That, you know, respect yourself.
Yeah, talking about Applebee's, they closed Applebee's on Whitney Way, so I don't know where y'all gonna go on the west side to get y'all $1.99 margaritas, or y'all Long Island. But this is the Hot Topics, and I would like to say that is the topic for medicine. Applebee's is closed down, so I don't know where to go. Fridays ain't in Middleton no more. That's some type of sushi hibachi place. But they do have good lunch specials. It's $11 at lunch from I think 11 to 2. So that's good. But back to the topic of sitting down with us. I talk to some men. I see a lot of the older men emulating the young behavior, and I'm like, how they supposed to learn if you're acting as ignorant as them?
No, and think about it. And you just made a good point. I'm glad you said that because, and that's the shit that I'm talking gets under my skin, because that's the same problem with the police. Listen, I'm trained. I went to work, study, and know all this great shit about the law and how to deal with someone who's belligerent and all this shit. But I don't even use that training. I just blow your ass away. You see what I'm saying? And that's the same problem, same way. But I expect you, being a civilian who don't have none of this training, I expect you to be like what I just said about my sons. I expect you to be, oh, hey, how you doing, sir? When some people, I just got off work. What the fuck you want? Because that's how white people deal with their ass the same way.
Yeah, they do. They
white
even
people be like, what the fuck do you want? What the fuck you pull me over for?
They do.
Like, fuck it, I've been working all day. I'm just trying to fucking get home. That's all. You know what I mean?
And they cuss them. They cuss them out.
Exactly. So,
yes.
and I'll go back to the younger and older, black, like amongst us, same way. We'll sit up here and judge and talk all this great shit about what young niggas is and ain't doing, and your big grown ass ain't doing the same. You still walking around this motherfucker talking about what's up, G. Yeah. Clown ass nigga.
Yes.
Right?
And that's how I feel.
But yeah, exactly. But you want to chastise it, so
it's
like that's one of those things. I believe we gotta lead by example, number one.
Okay.
And then same way, you gotta meet the youngsters where you at. You can't come with all that judgmental, silly shit like what we just talked about.
Mm-hmm.
You try to shame me and teach me at the same time.
No, it makes no sense. It's a hypocrisy, and I'm not gonna understand it.
Oh.
Okay, it's something else that I'm not understanding. This new gender thing, and you have sons,
What's
and I'm
new
sure
gender?
the gender,
Gender?
I don't know what
male and female, right?
Oh,
they got
no.
a new gender. I know it's like transgender or something, right? You can change.
It's a new gender, nigga. It's I don't know what
So
my
it's
gender
one other
is.
than-
It's okay. Remember, I'm a generation ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
So when and excuse me, people, I don't mean to offend anybody, but the truth is the truth, and we deal with the topics of today.
And we just chill.
And I remember when it was the dyke, it was the fag, cause that was what was in my household. That dyke, that fag, and it was one more. It was the butch.
Or
the bulldagger. It was the dyke, the fag, the bulldagger.
Damn, well,
you knew what they was. You knew what they was. Now they branched off to different things. Now the dyke is something different. The bulldagger is something different. The fag is something different. And you can't even talk about it. You have to use politically correct words because and from my generation, well shit. The fact that like the bulldagger was the correct word. So
you can't
now
call them gay no more because gay is like just like you say, it's its own little thing.
It's its own nation,
mm-hmm.
right? So okay, that's fine. Even with my spiritual beliefs, it tells me, don't hate the person, hate the sin of it. It says all that. That's something totally different. But you are a respectable human being first and foremost, regardless of what your sex is.
Period.
But now, and then when we talked about as far as the man and the woman having a position at home, we're not equal. We can be companions. We talk, but you have a different. You hold a different authority than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, as a man because you were born a man.
Yeah.
Now, at 3 years old, I can decide what I want to be, regardless of what I was born with. If I'm not comfortable with that, I can become something else.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah, right? So
what is that hanging right?
And so in the news now, Mario Lopez is getting a lot of flack because he doesn't agree. He says that
Mario Lopez?
Yeah.
That's Slater, right?
Yeah, Slater.
Slater, that's my boy. I like Slater.
Me too. And he says no. At 3 years old, you're not even thinking, you just figuring out you got whatever you got. Like they shouldn't be able to, because we go through a lot of changes.
I'm gonna say it like this. I know, I don't know exactly where you're going with it, but one of the things that I looked at with like this whole pride, the whole pride thing, all those rights and all that. At the end of the day, me, and I'm gonna keep it all the way G, like, I don't give a fuck who nobody having sex with.
Right.
That's your business.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But when it start getting into, y'all talking about rights, but y'all impeding other people's rights.
Yes.
Because your little boy think he a little girl now. He get to use the bathroom where my daughter who was, what about her rights? See
right.
what I'm saying? Who was born. She was born this way.
Okay.
Now, what's the solution to that? Because same way, y'all saying, okay, it would be cruel to steady make him or her go into the bathroom with little boys because her or him, this shit.
See?
You see what I'm saying?
It is, right.
So
it's hard to kind of categorize it when you're speaking because...
You say it's cruel to send him in the bathroom with boys, but then, but it's cruel on my daughter end for a little boy to be allowed in the bathroom with her. So I don't know, make a new fucking bathroom or something. I don't know, but I see like I don't know. That's something that I've seen throughout this whole flick. You know what I mean? It's like I say, a lot of that shit go against. It's like they talk about they rights, but they go against our rights. Our number one right is what as an American? The First Amendment, right? Now it's like you can't say what the fuck you want. You can't be talking about like you said, like them words you just said. I don't even know how you said it.
I know.
I wouldn't dare say the F word. Like you can't say that. It's LGBT. That's all we say now.
Well,
you don't get to say.
Well, I think that I should be able to, just like you said, because they're able to label however they want to label, and you can't be upset with me.
And look, and that's the perfect, like you said. You just said it. So this is my logic. You didn't even want to accept yourself. You was born a certain way. You didn't want to accept it. Now I gotta accept whatever the fuck you come up with.
There you go.
And you just made an even better point. You just making up shit as you go along.
So why can't I? Right?
Done deal. Done deal. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, I think a lot of that shit too. People be putting too much scrutiny on that shit.
I think so.
Like same way that go back to like the whole thing. Girl, if you a hoe, be a happy hoe.
Yeah.
So what? So
yeah.
what? If you like fucking a bunch of men.
I just know my man will be in your vicinity.
Right? Yeah. No, and I'm saying the same way. If you like fucking a lot of men, then that's your thing. Why? If you like doing that anyway, why are you feeling bad about it?
Right.
If a person call you a hoe or they call you a super player or a Mac Daddy. That's what you doing anyway.
Yeah,
right?
So why feel bad about that? Why and then why push that on me? Like
that's like me rapping. That's like me rapping, and I say like same way because a hoe is the same way. Let's be clear. Or those people too, like we talking about, because same way. In the crowd of the LGBT thing.
Yeah.
Like I say, in a crowd full of hoes, a hoe don't have no problem being no hoe.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
When she around people, it's when you say, bitch, you a hoe, and she know you looking down, then it's a problem. Okay. But that same way, that's like me. If I'm doing a concert and I know these my fans, I'm a proud rapper. But then if I go in the courtroom and I'm fighting a case and the judge say, well, you're a gangster rapper, and he looking down on his nose at me, now I'm like, but I just make music, and you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, I'm a rapper. Yeah, I'm a happy rapper.
But you're you're a happy adult rapper. Yeah. Versus a child who come up, you know, like when we kids, we go through things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You go through, you have your adolescent, you got your teenage thoughts, you got your middle school thoughts. Like you change what you like, you change the music that you like. So, the push on you gotta be this, you know, or I'm not that. Like, just be who you are for a minute, and don't put so much emphasis on it. Just let you be what it is, and it's gonna turn out to be what it's supposed to be.
And if that's what you want to be, why you care about what other people say
think?
Anyway? You happy, right? You happy being a fucking
hell, gay men happy. So me, when I was growing up, if you was gay, you was happy. Yeah. So why you so angry now?
Yeah. If you no, and I'm just saying, like anything, me, I ain't gonna do shit I'm ashamed about.
Me neither. I'm gonna tell you, I do some things, maybe, you know, but I can hold my head up in that thing.
Period.
You know, you can't blackmail me in that thing, because hey, I own that thing. That's it. At the end of the day, own who you are. Don't be ashamed of what you do. If you're gonna be ashamed, don't do it. If you feel people aren't going to accept you, accept yourself. Okay? And don't worry about what anybody else thinks. And that's the wrap up for the time to chill. Accept yourself. Love yourself. You don't know what somebody else next to you is going through. Don't worry about it. Worry about you. Okay? And make your life beautiful. It's the time to chill. I'm with Poetic Ye. And I'm going to say good day and happy Sunday to you.